Alrighty then, welcome back everybody, welcome back to the drawing. And today I actually wanted to continue where I left off with this whole damn thing, and that is gonna be getting the bits done. I already did some in the background for it already. It was mainly to get the kind of design idea of it already there. But I noticed that I need to do some tweakings on it, so I was like, alright, fine. But yeah, today I actually wanted to get the whole damn big building done. And then we can actually get that colored up already. So no further ado, let's get started and hopefully get it fully fixed. So yeah, let's get going with it. So what I already noticed that I need to do some bits here in pieces. It is actually, if you look at how the composition, the composition of it all is, the layout basically. So what I need to do here is technically put this on a side hustle like so, and then of course adding that into a sideline. So I need to get this like so, I believe. But yeah, no. So if I do it like that, that should work. Alright, now time to get back to where I left off with this. So this was the first bit of the design. I noticed that I needed to do some bits and pieces here. And I was like, alright, let's get it like that. And I was not very satisfied with this bit. So I'm going to be just fixing that bit up. And see if I can get something else in there. So the idea here is that I need to figure out like what do I want to do here and how do I want to do it, basically. Because, well, I have this big building, but I need to also add in the background effect as well. Which means that either I need to go higher up with it, which doesn't work. So I need to go here around with that sideline. I need to get this bit like that. However, if I do that, I need to make sure that I have the building done, and then I need to add in separate buildings in the background basically, which are more or less vague, and that should give me enough leeway of getting it right. So yeah, now time to get this thing fixed. And that should be it. Yes, it does. Alright, cool. Now, since I have that done, I need to get the next bit done, which is actually the bottom side of it. So, with that said, I need to get this destructive environment there. I cannot get too blocky with it, because otherwise it will not look nice. But I can create some bits and pieces here, which is the most important part of it all. So there we go. Now we have actually a destroyed building, basically. And then this bit is going to be rubble. So here I'm going to be adding a rubble bit. Of course, I'm going to be adding a nice little gap in front of it, mainly because I want to add some basic positioning. So I'm going to be adding here. I'm going to be adding like a, not a stairway, a floor. Yeah, that's the word for it. A floor, a street floor. So basically some slabs that indicate where the first bit is and where the second bit will go. So now we have done that. Now I need to get this bit done. So now I need to get, again, some structures here. And as you can see, that is going to be a very hard thing to do, or hard bargain basically. So now I need to figure out like what do I want to go for and how do I want to go for it. Because I cannot go for a straight line with these things, because otherwise they will look bad in the long run. Alright, so now we have done that. That means I now can go and build up this entire thing again. So right here we actually have also the same thing as before. So we're going to be implementing that a little bit. by adding that in there. And now the question is like, do I want to keep with the entire upper floor, or do I want to keep with the entire slab on this side? Or do I want to add in some more structure here and there to create that effect? And I think I need to do that. So that means I need to get this bit faked out, and then there we go. And then of course we're gonna add here a gap. And that should give us the leeway towards it. Alright, so now it's time to fix up this bit. Alright, now we have done that. We have a building, we have that bit, we have a rocky texture, and now we should be able to get this bit. And then I can add in here. And that should be that well done. Alright. Now that we have done that bit, now I need to get this bit back. And it's gonna be a quite easy day today. Mainly because I don't want to do too much today, because I'm actually doing, well, I actually had to clean up the entire fucking house. Mainly because I have some people coming over soon, and, well, you know, that's always important to have. Cleaning up the entire house just to make sure that people are invited properly. You don't want to have like a very dirty house just for people to see it. That is a bad thing to do. It's very disrespectful in my case. Most of the time it's like, yes, I invited people over to come to my house, and then it's like, yes, it's absolutely down to the gutter. Yeah, that's not gonna cut it. Then people will not come back for a second time, basically. And yeah, and that's why I'm always making sure that I keep everything clean enough. I don't have to clean it all, you know, but I need to clean up like the little bits here and there. Like the how do you say that? The dirt basically on the floor, cleaning up the windows, and making sure that, you know, no laundry is laying around, so that people don't, you know, fall over it or anything like that. I always try to do it every single week, at least once or twice, just to get like the little bits up and running, and so it doesn't stack up. Because that's when I always have the most problems. Like when such things stack up, such tasks, it makes me always like be like, do I really have to do it? And I always have to motivate myself. So by preventing that from happening, I normally am very safe with that part. So yeah, let's see. We now have that done. Now we need to get this bit. So now we have rubble everywhere, which is good. Now we have rubble there, and then I can get this bit like that. That means I need to make sure that I have this on the right. Yes, alright, so that's like 2 bits. And then of course a cut into the wires. So now we have done that. Now it's time to get this bit up and running. So now we have this big old building block. So we have that bit now fully drawn in. We have now that building block there. I actually want to keep on going with the rock part and the rubble part right here, mainly because that is like the front section of it all. So I'm gonna be doing that, and then of course after that, after fixing up the bits here and there, it should be all fine. Like so. Now we have actually the main rock structure done, and then, well, the rubble structure, and then we can actually get a nice structure as well done. So now I can actually also see that I need to make sure that I have that rubble structure. Not partially, satisfied with it all, but I need to do it. Just like that. Now we have done that part, that part, that part, and then this part right here needs to be drawn in as well. Yeah, looks like I need to draw more rocks today. It's always satisfying to do, but in the end you always need to make sure that you are prepared for that this will take some more time than it should be, mainly because of all the goddamn rocks that need to be drawn in. Luckily, that's quite easy to do. Mainly because of how that works. There you go. I will be very happy once this whole drawing is done. Mainly because then I can actually continue with the Japanese lessons afterwards. I'm always trying to, compensate by, first doing a drawing. And I already knew that this one would be going big because, well, I wanted to create a big drawing this time. So, yeah. I put the Japanese lessons a little bit on delay, but then again I got myself then a new scenario for I got myself in a new scene for the visual novel, which is good. That's always a great thing to have happening. So now we need to move this one right here. No. There we go. go. And then of course I need to be adding more, you know, brick structure crumbles as well to it as again. As always. This one. There we go. There we go. Man, these things are so much annoying to work with. Drawing rocks is like very painful to do. Mainly because you want to do it right, and that's always the problem here. Especially with crumbled rocks, and you have like almost, you know, you have a shape, but you need to keep on with the shape. That's the hardest part because you want to actually make it look nice while, you know, not fiddling with too much of the shapes. However, by doing that, you do also have some issues with the line work. Luckily, you know, once this thing is done, I think it will look nice. So that's the part where I'm hoping at. Because once that is done, then I can actually get some work around with, you know, background parts to see like where do I want to aim with that. There we go. There we go, and then now we are almost getting ready for the whole damn thing. I need to make sure that I don't use too much of the same shapes. There you go. Nice. Easy. Nope. There we go. Okay, now that I have done that, I can now fix this bit up because I saw that that brick was not correct. Now we have done that, and now we're almost there. Almost. Not fully, but almost. That's always the problem with these things. It's always taking so fucking long to get it all right. But in the end, it's worth it. The rocks always are very nice to use. And once you have like crumbles of it and bits of it, it always gives a nice looking feeling towards things. Well, this rubble, so I can actually negate some of it. Alright, let's see. This one needs to be a big one. For sure. That is then connected to here. Yeah. Alright. Alright. And that should give me all the stuff I need for this. Because the whole idea is that it's all small bits. Yep, that will work. Alright, now time to get the last bit of the balcony part done. And then the bedside. Alright, that should work. Yes, alright, that will work. Good. That means that I now can focus on the next bit, which is the detail part. That means I need to now get this bit up and running. Nice. Come on, get it right. And then there is a second bit. There we go. All right, now we have done that part. That means I need to now get to the next bit of it all. Means that I need to get here with this bit. Okay, let's see, what do we need here? Yes, I see. There we go. Now we have added something there as well to deviate from the original design on the idea, and then now we can actually get to the next bit. I'm going to be doing this on a different layer mainly because of how much detail work this is going to be causing me. Mainly because I want to actually get this right. Alright. So we have that, and then we can actually add in here, we can actually add in bars. This one is actually intact. There you go. Oh, I don't have to draw it there. Alright, I don't have to draw this because that's actually filled up, because that's the wall. I keep forgetting that part. Alright, that's that. That means I need to get... Alright, then I need to get this bit done as well. There you go. Alright, time to add in the bars of wood again. That should work. Alright, now we have done that, Time to add in some more nice looking metal rods, because, well, you know, why not? Now, I don't think I need them on the bottom side. Alright, now it's time to get these things drawn in again, so gentle straight strokes. Otherwise it won't look nice. Yeah, it's almost getting there. It just takes some time. But luckily, you know, that taking time is always important. Otherwise you make mistakes big time. Alright, now we need to find out what kind of texture do I want to go for the metal parts, because, well, clearly it is necessary. So I'm thinking maybe going for like a little bit of a line work on the bottom side on these things, and then this bit needs to be also drawn. So I'm gonna be going for the ripple effect, I think. No. Yes, like that. And then this bit needs to be like that. And there we go. Now we have done that part done. Now we need to get the rock bit done. So we have crumble rock and we have hard rock with texture. All right. I think that it will be a crumble rock with texture. Then we have hard rock with slab effects. Alright, then we're gonna go here again and figure out. There we go. That looks already good. And then we now need to get continuing. There we go. Oh, that is bad. Yeah, this needs to be like that. Yep, and then this one needs to be drawn as well. No, not like that. I need to do it like this. All right. Well, at least we have now the entire building complete, at least. No, well, only then the texture's not left, but... let me see how much time... only 5 minutes left, yeah. I'm gonna call it here quits, mainly because my hand is actually getting stressed out. Well, not my hand, my wrist. Wrist from all that detail work. And it requires some resting. So, yeah, we actually got pretty far. We got the design done for the building itself. Well, the building in the back. However, we still need to do then also then the building in the back of the back. So the last layer, basically. But for now, let's focus first on the bits that I have. Tomorrow will be difficult, and the day after that as well. Monday, most likely I will be just going back on drawing, getting the last bits done for the rocks, getting that detail done, and then I'm going to be coloring it up. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed for now, and thanks for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time, and bye!